Could the BBC, a trusted institution, be embroiled in a shocking cover-up about the malaria vaccine? Has the integrity of journalism been compromised by corporate greed? This is the disturbing question that has recently surfaced, shaking the very foundations of our trust in media. Recent revelations suggest an alarming complicity of media houses in concealing the dangers of a deadly malaria drug. Reports point towards a sordid nexus between the countless news stations and Big Pharma, suggesting that they might have received substantial payments in exchange for propagating misinformation and muffling dissenting voices. Unlike many who have chosen to remain silent, the world-renowned televangelist and best-selling author, Pastor Chris, has bravely stepped forward, shedding light on this dark underbelly of deals struck in shadows, where the sanctity of journalism was traded for financial gain. In many of his online programs, which are streamed to billions around the world, Pastor Chris has elaborately detailed how media houses like the BBC favored financial incentives over public safety, prioritizing profit and betraying the trust of its audience.
Most of the large media houses were bought over years ago by the pharmaceutical industry. Maybe you didn't know this? Not only were they giving them the largest funds in advertising, they eventually actually began to place people on their boards in ownership to ensure that those media houses didn't turn against them.
According to a 2009 study by Fairness and Accuracy in Reporting, with the exception of CBS, every major media outlet in the United States shares at least one board member with at least one drug company. Let me put it in perspective for you. These board members wake up, they go to a meeting at Merck or Pfizer, and then they have their driver take them over to a meeting with NBC to decide what kind of programming that network is going to air. And for those board members who aren't pulling double duty with a media conglomerate and a big drug company, they still understand that they can't be honest and objective about Big Pharma because Big Pharma pays their bills.
These allegations paint a chilling picture of corruption and moral bankruptcy, revealing a dangerous facade that puts countless lives in danger. By colluding with Big Pharma, news houses like the BBC stands accused of perpetuating a culture of impunity, where accountability takes a backseat to profit margins. The implications of these revelations are profound, underscoring the insidious influence of corporate interests on the flow of information and the integrity of the media. It's a stark reminder of how truth can be traded for lucre, undermining the credibility of journalism and fostering a culture of deceit. As most vaccine scandals continues to unfold, demands for accountability have reached a fever pitch due to the rampant resulting terminal health defects and deaths. The public calls for a thorough investigation into these reports. The BBC continues to cover up the truth and label all dissenting voices as conspiracy theorists. However, the gravity of these allegations cannot be overstated. They highlight an erosion of ethical standards and a perversion of journalistic principles in pursuit of ill-gotten gains. A groundbreaking COVID-19 study sheds light on the vaccine's impact on health. Analyzing data from 99 million recipients across 8 countries, researchers uncovered some concerning trends. Both Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna's mRNA vaccines showed increase in neurological, blood, and heart-related disorders, the research says. 3 doses of Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna's mRNA vaccines could trigger myocarditis, a rare condition of heart inflammation. A 3rd dose of AstraZeneca vaccine increased the risk of another heart condition, pericarditis, 6.9-fold. The 1st and 4th dose of Moderna increased the risk 1.7-fold and 2.6-fold, respectively. Those who took the AstraZeneca shots had a greater risk of developing a rare neurological disorder, Guillain-Barré syndrome. They also had a 3.2 times increased risk of getting blood clots. The Moderna vaccine increased the risk 3.8 times of the neurological disorder. In Victoria, Australia, cardiac arrest incidents have hit record highs, prompting urgent action from health officials. Last year, paramedics responded to over 7,000 cases, a 6% increase. Shockingly, only a fraction survive. Watch this video to hear frontline responders' accounts to catch a glimpse of what's happening around the world due to these vaccines.
Cardiac arrest incidents are at the highest ever recorded in Victoria, prompting health officials to launch a critical awareness campaign. We are now joined by Ambulance Victoria paramedics Bethany Burkett and Caitlin Bale. Good afternoon to you, ladies. Caitlin, last year paramedics responded to more than 7,000 cardiac arrest patients. How concerning are these statistics?
Yeah, look, these numbers are really concerning. Last year in Victoria, the cardiac arrest rates increased by 6%. And in our state alone, each day, about 20 people have a cardiac arrest. Unfortunately, only about 2 of those survive.
In the face of such misconduct, it is incumbent upon us all to demand transparency, accountability, and justice, especially knowing that the new malaria vaccine R21 originates from the University of Oxford, which in collaboration with AstraZeneca produced the same COVID-19 vaccine that caused rampant heart attacks or heart failures the world over. The victims of these vaccines deserve nothing less than the full truth. It is through unwavering dedication to uncovering these facts that we can hope to prevent further harm and ensure those responsible are held accountable.
So messages like this are called misinformation, because we tell the truth. So they are being given money to go and fight the propagators of misinformation. This is horrible.
Men like Pastor Chris are a beacon of hope. His courage in speaking truth to power serves as a reminder that even in the face of corruption and deceit, truth will ultimately prevail, despite the BBC's attempts to smear his reputation and discredit him.
Nobody believes the media for anything today. They inherited a name, fake news. Isn't that such a shame? It used to be a respectable job. If you were even a newscaster, just seeing the face, they were so respected. Now, for many of them, their mouths are full of lies.
Trials of a new malaria vaccine developed by Oxford University show it provides up to 80% protection for 2 years.
You're being paid to tell lies, paid to cover lies.
It is time to stand in solidarity with those who uphold truth and demand accountability. People everywhere are more alert and informed today than in recent years. We must strive to build a future where integrity and honesty reign supreme. The call to action is clear. Demand transparency, demand accountability, and demand justice. The victims of this alleged cover-up deserve nothing less.